Hi folks, Michael Mann here with N to Z Toolbox, bringing you our most recent video answering a question submitted by a young professional. I've really enjoyed doing these videos and hope that they've added some value to you and to your life and career as someone in your 20s, and hoping to speed up the development process and bridge that gap between I'm in school, I'm out of school, and then at some point I become a grown-up, really high-functioning professional. Today's video comes to us from Katie, and here's the question that she asks. She says, how can I build and maintain confidence in the workplace when I often feel out of my league compared to my more experienced colleagues? And this, of course, is a common experience that we have when we're in our 20s, because you might be working under or even alongside someone who has 20 or 30 years of professional or industry experience, and that can be really intimidating. And so the first thing that I would say in sort of attacking this question from Katie would be, let's be clear on the fact that every single person deals with this, what we would call imposter syndrome, in some area or multiple areas of their life. And some of these could be huge areas like career. Some of them could be smaller areas like parenting or any number of different things, maybe personal finance, but each person deals with this on some level. Obviously, public speaking and communicating and presenting to large crowds is one nowadays that can really hang people up. And so it's not something just limited to people in their 20s in terms of thinking, oh, am I good enough or am I up to speed enough to be able to keep up with these other people? And so everyone deals with imposter syndrome. The second thing I would say, and this is meant to be helpful and encouraging, is you actually are out of your league as compared to, say, someone who's a 50-year-old professional. It'd kind of be like a high schooler comparing themselves to like a PhD student, right? There's nothing wrong or better or worse about either being in either of those places. But if you're 15 years old and you have so many years of educational experience, it's just not comparable to someone who's in their 20s and on the PhD level, of course, right? And so I think it's always helpful to remember that any of these veterans that you're working with or being led by in the workplace, they had a first job or first couple of jobs out of college just like you. And the difference now is they have thousands of hours of work experience that they've built on, right? And so where you might be at 300 hours of experience, the person that you're looking at going, man, how do I keep up and not feel out of my league? That person could have 25 or even 30,000 hours of work experience. And hopefully that's helpful and encouraging as just a reminder of, hey, it's not comparing an apple to an orange, but these people were where I was at and they were walking in my same shoes at some point earlier on in their career. And that's totally okay. Again, it'd be like comparing yourself if you just started working out to, say, my boss who's been working out for 25 years, and you just have to give things time to be able to let it sort of grow and to be able to catch up, so to speak, over time. I think too, it can be helpful to understand that there are real advantages that only you at your stage of life, but also with your skill set, can bring to the workplace. And one of the biggest ones is your ability to innovate, to have new ideas, and maybe even to some level to use and incorporate new technologies into the workplace. Obviously, more experienced professionals can and do land on using technology, so not a stereotype there, but even me myself, I'll hear people in their 20s talking in the workplace. I'm mid-30s now, and I'm like, what are they talking about? Like different apps and different functions of technology that I just don't give the time to keep up with, right? And so I love this quote from Sydney Brenner: the way to encourage innovation is to give it to the young. And I definitely have experienced and seen that over the years. One, because those who are in their 20s are more up to speed on what's going on in education, maybe what's going on in technology right now. But also, they have an ability to look at things with a fresh set of eyes. If I've been in the workplace staring at the same problems, the same clients for 20 straight years, or like for me at Chick-fil-A for 14 years now, and someone walks in and they only have 4 months of experience, they're going to say, why do we do this way? Or what if we did that? Or what if we this? They're going to have ideas and ability to innovate. And so I think that's definitely something that you can bring to the table every day that can really help grow your confidence of, hey, I might not have all this experience, but what I have is a set of fresh eyes or the ability to innovate. Another way to really improve and grow your confidence here is simply by getting wins every day and by having challenges or goals or projects that you need to accomplish personally or in the workplace, that then when you hit those, it'll grow your confidence and your work self-esteem a little bit. And then you can build on that and build on that and build on that and just keep working your way upwards in terms of confidence. It's like a pole vaulter who jumps over the bar and then they raise it and they jump over it and they raise it. Again, it just grows self-esteem over time. And if you're not taking risks and attacking things that are doable but are really going to stretch you and challenge you, then you're just simply not going to grow your confidence over time, and you'll sort of be stuck exactly where you were over the long haul. All right, so a couple other things here in answering Katie's question. The first one would be, in terms of a question, ask yourself, looking at your organization and your skill set and where you're at, what can only I uniquely bring to the table here? And I've already mentioned a few things that could be, but again, the thought of what are gaps that I fill or that I can fill that will add extra value and help the organization accomplish its initiatives and then do those things. It might be coming in a little earlier because all your colleagues are dropping off kids at school. It could be taking on a new challenging task that everyone else just doesn't really want to fool with, or any number of things. And again, we mentioned a few of those, but what can only you uniquely bring to the table to add value? The second thing I would say, kind of in wrapping up here, would be watch and listen and learn in the workplace while still contributing. When you have all these experienced professionals around you, sometimes we can be so busy comparing ourselves to them or trying to keep up that we can forget to notice how they attack their work or how they communicate and say, oh, I'm going to sort of adopt that into how I function. And so watch and pay attention and learn from them, but still be contributing and adding value and work to the organization at the same time. The third thing in closing here would be, I love this quote from Bill Belichick where he simply says, do your job. If you want to keep up in the workplace and build and succeed in your career, simply focus on doing your job. What is your role? What are your objectives? What are the things that it's been made clear to you that you are responsible for this and in charge of this, and you're going to be held accountable to this? Ensure that you're doing every aspect of that and doing your job. Sometimes we can be so quick to want to be over here, want to be doing this or that we can neglect basic functions of the role that we've been given. And that does not reflect well on you in the workplace, of course. And bosses often expect, at minimum, that you will do your job and own your responsibility area. And if every member of a team does their job, then the team can win and succeed. The last thing would be, don't forget to be patient and simply remember to give the proper amount of time to things that are just going to take time. If you're doing the right things day in, day out, which you have to make sure you are, then you just need to allow time for those things to sort of grow, like planting some seeds and then coming back in a number of years and seeing them having sprouted into being a couple of huge oak trees, right? Things don't happen or change or occur overnight, and you have to plant seeds, water them, and then allow them to grow and allow them to grow over time. So be pushing, be hungry, be eager, but also be patient and be willing to work the process and allow the process to play out. The way I always articulate this to leaders or employees in their 20s is, when the next opportunity comes around, whether that's for a pay raise or promotion or shifting roles or any of these kinds of things, if there's 1 or 2 seats available on that train when it pulls up, make sure that you're standing at the front of the line and following the piece of advice I've shared here, along with thinking through what are other ways I can add value, can ensure that you're ready, you're equipped when that opportunity comes. All right, I hope that this has been clear and helpful. And again, don't be afraid or too nearsighted to have patience while also making sure that you're doing the right things day in, day out. And those colleagues you're working alongside, they are not your competition. They should be on your same team. They should be there to help you. You should be there to help them, and understand that in 3 years from now or 5 years from now or 10 years from now, whether it's in this workplace or a different one, you'll look back and say, wow, those people that I used to look up to and try and keep up with, I'm now one of them. And there's other younger professionals who are coming in behind me. And so I'm going to remember how it felt when I was in that situation, and I'm going to pour in and invest in them and invest in their growth and development as well, and ensure that we're a cohesive team helping accomplish whatever our mission is. Thanks for listening to this video. If there's anything else I can do to be helpful to you, just shoot me an email. My information's on the website, or you can drop a comment on this video, and I'll continue to get in these questions and answer them so that, again, hopefully it helps pay it forward a little bit to some of the challenges and the learnings that I had to work through with some mentorship, but also too much of it on my own 10 or so years ago. Thanks. I hope you have a blessed and productive day. See you soon.